Well, Elon Musk's $66 billion buyout of Twitter has unleashed a political firestorm in the United States. Conservatives are cheering the prospect of fewer controls, while some human rights activists have voiced fears of a rise in hate speech. Musk has criticised the use of moderation on Twitter and wants the platform's algorithm to be made public. Moves to encourage free speech have also raised the idea of Donald Trump getting his account back. OK, well, let's go a wee bit deeper on this. I'm joined in the studio now by technology commentator Vaughan Davis. Vaughan, thanks so much for coming in tonight. OK, what do you think this takeover is actually going to mean for Twitter and for other social media platforms?
I think for Twitter users, it's going to mean a couple of things. Firstly, Elon Musk has said he's going to be very much pro-free speech. So no censoring of tweets, no banning of individuals. And on the face of it, that sounds good, right?
Great.
Freedom, liberty, equality, all that. Problem is, it's hard to moderate hate speech. It's hard to moderate false news. So that's going to be a real interesting dynamic. The second thing he said, which again on the face of it seems innocuous, is he wants everyone to go by their real identity, to be verified, which for you and me is probably fine. But for people with perfectly legitimate reasons, perhaps people who've been suffering abuse or just want to, engage anonymously, that can be a real threat.
Doesn't it make them more accountable, though, for what they do post online, if people know who they are?
Yeah, it does. I mean, it is a conundrum. On the one hand, you don't want the anonymous keyboard warrior, but on the other hand, you want someone who, for legitimate reasons might want to be anonymous or can't engage publicly to feel part of something.
So what can governments do about this? Because there is a big push now to put more responsibility, the onus, back onto those social media platforms for what they publish. This is completely counter to that. How do governments and regulators react?
Yeah, on the one hand, Musk has said that, Twitter will continue to comply with the laws of the country it operates in. On the other hand, he's a big proponent of the so-called, sovereign citizen thought. If you've got enough cash and you're big enough and ugly enough, you can kind of do what you want. So it'll be interesting to see how the new Twitter comes up against the Harmful Digital Communications Act in New Zealand and, I guess, more broadly, the Christchurch call. It'll be interesting times.
And what do you think about just having one very rich guy owning such a big platform?
Yeah, it's pretty scary. I read a quote about newspapers, actually, in the 20th century, and the quote was, no one buys a bicycle unless they're planning to ride it. So you don't buy these things for a hands-off investment. You buy them because you want to, control that korero in some way or other. And the only question is how.
What's your fears about that?
I think just whatever Elon Musk's biases and prejudices and ambitions for America and the world are going to be reflected in the way this platform is run. It's no media is neutral. I think this platform is at risk of becoming anything but neutral. OK,
just very quickly, speaking of not being neutral, will Donald Trump get his Twitter account back, do you think?
I think Elon Musk will offer it to him, but I think Donald Trump has already said he doesn't want it.
OK, watch this space. Vaughan, thanks so much for your insight tonight.
Ka kite.